The Reincarceration Bureau, R.I.B., wasn't just a government agency. It was an empire. Born from a society desperate for control, its origins lay buried beneath layers of secrecy, power, and wealth. To the public, the R.I.B. was the ultimate system of justice, ensuring that no crime went unpunished, that no soul escaped its due sentence. But to those who truly understood its machinations, it was something far darker, a trillion-dollar machine fueled by fear, deception, and absolute power. The rise of the Bureau emerged in the aftermath of the Great Collapse, a period of widespread crime and economic devastation. Governments struggled to maintain order, prisons overflowed, justice systems crumbled under the weight of endless appeals and costly incarcerations. Society teetered on the edge of chaos. Then came the breakthrough. Decades prior, hidden deep within a classified military research facility, scientists had made a discovery that shattered everything humanity believed about life and death. Reincarnation was real. The evidence was undeniable. Patterns in DNA structures, unexplained memories in children, and most crucially, the ability to track past lives through bioimprinting left on the soul. The revelation was too dangerous, too volatile, so it was buried. But in desperation, the government unearthed the findings and forged the R.I.B., a new authority that would wield reincarnation as a tool of law and order. Crime would no longer end with death. The past would always catch up to those deemed unworthy of a second chance. The system was absolute, and soon, what began as a solution for repeat offenders turned into something far more sinister, a cycle of power. The architects of the Reincarceration Bureau understood one fundamental truth: power is only valuable if it can be maintained across time. The ruling elite, corporate magnates, and political figures at the highest levels of the R.I.B. had quietly integrated themselves into the system, ensuring that they would not only be tracked in future lives, but also placed back into positions of power upon reincarnation. This meant that the same individuals had ruled the Bureau for decades, despite appearing under different names and faces to the public. The power never shifted. It only recycled. Through a combination of genetic markers, implanted memory triggers, and classified artificial intelligence programs, these select few were able to retain fragments of their past knowledge, wealth, and influence. Every generation, the same ruling class would be reborn, securing their dominion over the system indefinitely. They were untouchable, not only in life, but in death and rebirth. This self-perpetuating cycle of control was the true reason why the R.I.B. never wavered. Those who tried to expose it were swiftly eliminated. Those who questioned the system were silenced. And the public? They were conditioned to believe that past lifers were the real criminals, while the true orchestrators of injustice continued their reign, life after life. This trillion-dollar industry was not just about justice, it was about profit. The prison industry had long been one of the world's most lucrative businesses, but with reincarnation in play, it became infinite. The process of identifying, capturing, and imprisoning past lifers became the cornerstone of a trillion-dollar enterprise. Corporations flooded into the market, investing in technologies designed to track souls across lifetimes, extract confessions from subconscious memories, and predict criminal predisposition before reincarnation even occurred. A person who was sentenced to multiple life sentences became an asset, one that could be locked away and exploited across centuries. Private investors, political elites, and corporate titans all took stakes in the Bureau's success, and with every new conviction, their wealth multiplied. Society, blinded by the promise of eternal justice, never questioned the legitimacy of the system. After all, who would sympathize with a past murderer? What made the Bureau truly untouchable was its infrastructure. It controlled the technology, the laws, and most importantly, the narrative. Through advanced bio-tracking technology, every soul left an imprint that could be traced. With the right tech, the R.I.B. could locate any past lifer anywhere in the world. No one was beyond their reach. With AI-powered sentencing, the court system was no longer necessary. The R.I.B. algorithm scanned genetic markers, past behaviors, and subconscious confessions to deliver verdicts instantly. What started as a U.S. initiative soon became a worldwide mandate. Nations that refused to comply faced economic and political sanctions. The Bureau was law. With major corporations invested in the prison industry, the Bureau had endless funding, state-of-the-art facilities, and global surveillance power. The eternal rulers, the architects of the Bureau, ensured that the same individuals remained in control, lifetime after lifetime. To defy the R.I.B. was to defy the very foundation of society. And yet, cracks were beginning to form. Despite its overwhelming power, the R.I.B. harbored a secret terror, one it could never publicly acknowledge. The system was flawed. Not every past lifer was who they claimed to be. Errors had surfaced, individuals wrongly reincarcerated for crimes they had never committed. The Bureau had done everything in its power to suppress this information. Dissenters were silenced, whistleblowers erased. But the whispers of a glitch, the hidden flaw in the system that threatened to bring it all crashing down, began to grow louder. Behind closed doors, the most powerful figures in the R.I.B. debated their next move. Some pushed for tighter control, more aggressive measures to eliminate any threat to their empire. Others feared that the harder they gripped, the faster the truth would slip through their fingers. One thing was certain: if the world discovered the truth about reincarnation and the Bureau's fabricated records, the entire system would collapse. The very foundation of law and order would be obliterated. And those at the top, those who had spent decades shaping this dystopian empire, would fall with it. For now, the R.I.B. continued its operations, its public face unwavering. But beneath the surface, desperation grew. There were forces moving against them, underground cells gaining traction, journalists digging deeper, and now, a high-profile capture gone terribly wrong. Jalen Cross had escaped, a past lifer with a stolen future, a fugitive carrying the weight of a broken system on his back. And somewhere deep within the Bureau, a handful of officials were beginning to wonder, what happens when the past fights back? The ReIncarceration Bureau had spent decades ensuring that no soul could ever outrun justice. But for the first time in history, it was the Bureau that was running scared and possibly out of time.